This is part 2 of the John Bonham Moby Dick Groove Solo Bible. Remember, this is the main engine from which I derive the John Bonham engine trademark concept. But check this out. So this, okay, here we go. Part 2. Oh, there was something else I was going to do real fast. Oh, never mind. So what I want to do is I'm trying to fix... I noticed in yesterday's video there was a pretty significant softness of talking to loudness of drums ratio. So, remember, we left off on the engine. Well, here's the deal. If you haven't seen part 1, please consult it. You'll see it here somewhere. There'll be a exclamation point or something up here from your point of view. But what happens is you'll notice that when I did 5 years ago, I did a Moby Dick kind of real quickly at my drums. You see my red sparkle, silver sparkle rack tom with the red stripe. And then my, what was my bass drum? I think just silver sparkle. But I sort of did a real fast Moby Dick right off the top of my head. I'm like, let me just do this real fast. And I was pretty impressed with it. But something I didn't do there, and something I don't do when I'm usually assing around and demonstrating Moby Dick, is a part where Bonham just sort of floats along like... See that? Like he does that. Like a big part of this thing. There's a lot of this going on. It's literally just the hi-hat, like I was saying yesterday. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and... That's like a basic paradigm. So I'm going to let that run for a second. Bonham doesn't let that go on usually for any longer than this. Like just maybe 3 seconds. Because that's where so much of this is all derived. The Bonham engine. Okay, but so what happens is when we have the sorry. What happens there, that's again mostly gravy what I'm playing. Bonham did a thing where there was just sort of straight basic Bonham engine even without the bass drum. Just the 2 hands and the hi-hat. I mean, there'd be some bass drum in there, like, so it'd be like, but there'd be a lot of just exposed. And that too, if you are going to reproduce the original Moby Dick, you will insert those in. So you essentially have groups, maybe like 20 times, something like this. Hear how when I'm doing there, I'm putting in little segments of this. So he's like, it's usually just that, and then on to a little, but often you get a, okay, da, 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 and then do a gravy thing. Da, da, da. You see that? So I've been focusing from my own, and I'm talking louder now, so I'm trying to close the distance between the loud drums and the soft voice. I've been trying to really just isolate what I think is the cool part like this. So I really haven't been doing any. When I've been even live, like I noticed the Moby Dicks live I did with the Led Zeppelin tribute band Kashmir over the summer. I really didn't even do those. Like, I listened back to it, and I don't like what I did. I think I did some kind of pretty accurate, cool shite in there. You can find it on my chain. If you type in Cashmere Bonzolium at Broken Ore or something, you'll find my Moby Dick in there. But apart from being so tired, you know what really sucks about in reality when you have to practice, when you have to deliver a Moby Dick to an audience? Like, there's pressure if there's an audience. I'm dead serious here. It's not like you're at a club with, well, even if you had, like, you know, you always treat the gig like there's 3 people there, it might as well be 1,000,000. But what I'm saying, there's an added pressure. If you're going to do Moby Dick, okay? It's one thing to do a drum solo, because you can just be you or just solo, right? But to have to deliver such a specific set of goods for a specific duration with what had better be a pretty frickin' reasonable facsimile thereof of Moby Dick. So I always felt my biggest weakness with Moby Dick for a long time was that part, not the... You know what I mean? Which is interspersed with the... No bass drum there, just to demonstrate the hands. But what happens is now I have to sort of now feel comfortable enough for me to insert the... Right? Get those sort of back in. And the thing with Flutus and I, God love Flutus, man. I mean, he is the deliverer. You know what I mean? I'm pretty happy with my Moby Dick now. But he and I have talked. It is funny how those sort of like and then he's like, what does he do at the beginning of that Madison Square Garden? Oh no, he goes like. Oh no, hang on. See, this is gonna consume me. Something like that. Anyway, real fast, I'm trying to practice getting out of my tangents. Here I'm back to now playing, back to the dropping in of the... It does seem like they're random. But again, and I had mentioned this in a couple of videos before, maybe even yesterday's Moby Dick. But, you know, we always see as Zeppelin fans, Bonham, even in Madison Square Garden, like when he's playing, you pick the song, probably Dazed Confused, where he's doing anything, you see him kind of always going like he's singing somehow. And somebody yesterday said, you know, Terry, if you could maybe mention that specifically in a video. And I think I'm still going to make a dedicated one to it. But I want to mention today, it's almost like Bonham is playing along with a melody in his head. I mean, and I'm sure he is. I mean, a lot of great jazz musicians and just musicians in general do that. I mean, they hear it in their head, you know? I mean, not literally like schizophrenia, but I think, I mean, you might as well be there. It's like, so... What Bonham maybe thing he had going on in his head when he'd be doing that solo? Or was he literally just thinking of it percussively? Or is he thinking like like almost like a big band sort of rag, right? Or like so it'd be like he might be doing that kind of Hawaiian war chanty or something. And before you laugh, think of like at the beginning of rock and roll, like however the Zeppelin guys really were like, we're doing an exact thing of Johnny B. Good or right? Or whatever, keep a knocking. There's an underlying thing to it. If you just hear the drums, it's like, I mean, it's only natural that all of us, at least 99.91% of us, 99.1% of us, who are honest, really used to hear the beginning of rock and roll like 1, 2, 3, 4, right? I said that yesterday. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Well, in fact, you can put a melody to it like a 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, right? It makes a lot more sense if you're playing along to it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Then just suddenly being like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I'm saying? So my point is that in Moby Dick, I'm personally 1,000% certain Bonham's probably sing like something like. I'm serious. Something like that. And I know I've said a reasonable facsimile thereof a couple times, but it's appropriate. So I'm still going to go on here, but what I want to say is like with we're going to groove. Okay, you know how the song starts? To me and a lot of people, it's like one, da 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 da. So a lot of people see it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, da 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 da. Like that first note is on the end of 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and da 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 da. Right, and what makes it so funny there is you always think he leaves out like a note. Like, why does he seem to go to the crash earlier? So, 1. Except he doesn't do that. He goes 1, 2. Like what seems to be a little earlier there on the end. What he's actually playing at the intro isn't 1, 2, 3, 4, da 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 da. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, da 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 da. Ba da 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 da. Now there's a difference there. 2 and 3 and 4 and da 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 da. Hang on. 3 and 4 and da 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 da. Da 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 da. Is different than 1, 2, 3, and 4, da 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 3 and 4. Do you hear what I'm saying? That's a big concept that I think isn't talked about enough. Even though I mentioned it in 6 or 7 of my videos, I'll make another dedicated thing on it. But what I want to start doing is talking up the fact that the melody itself can change in your mind totally musically when there's notes behind it, rather than just something that's sort of slipped over. Okay, anyway, so back to Moby Dick. I'm 100% certain, I turned that off so you can hear me, where I'm sure Bob was thinking something, like he was probably singing something to himself. I gotta remember to leave those in there. Now, part 3 is coming because I'm going to demonstrate more of the kind of basic rudiments that are sort of involved in doing this. But this is still more from the launching point into addressing the fact that I left out the kind of yesterday because I realize now I've sort of left it out of my consciousness because I've really been trying to oh, I didn't finish the freaking do a cover. Hang on. I have 6 minutes left. So really, to have to deliver a rendition of Moby Dick, oh my God, when did I leave off on this 10 minutes ago? You got to be pretty good, is what I'm trying to say. So I really was always self-conscious about the portion that I just literally didn't do this anymore. Whereas I used to like 10 years ago, when I wasn't doing it with the Zepp tribute band. I just sort of messed around with it. So I hope this is helpful. So remember, you have essentially that what I've been talking about in this video is we come out of I know that whole launch off point for like 15 seconds. I'll bet Flutist knows the whole thing note for note. I'll bet he does. Watch, he'll do it. But the point is, watch how then George will. We're going to do these videos at his house too. We're going to mix in the saying? And what that is real fast is the Bonham engine minus the bass drum. What I want you to do though is start on the hi-hat. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn it into this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and like that. And then go. Like I mentioned yesterday, ba, 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 ba. This is a herda. No matter what anybody says, it might be a little inverted, but it's a herda, 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 herda. But then fill in the blanks triplet wise. Like that. That's if you sort of solo and ass around with that part of it. Hang on. We're losing a little bit. Remember in these superphonics, sometimes with the rim shots, you got to make sure you don't lose your... oh, here it is. It's this guy. No. It's usually one of the three. So you just got to get that just back up. Yeah, that gets back to true Bonham sound. Yeah, might be a little... Well, tough it. So anyway, so that's it. Part 3 coming tomorrow or the next day, okay? More videos on the way. Again, please subscribe to Bonzology, BONZOLOGY, and my channel if you have it. Lower right hand corner of you. More videos on the way. Thank you.